So good evening, everyone. Welcome back again in another weekly market outlook. Hope you are good, enjoying your weekend. Just want to confirm that sound is there everywhere on Zoom. Do you hear me, guys? YouTube, do you hear me? And I hope on TradingView everything is fine. You can hear me on TradingView as well. So if you guys having any issue, then just simply let me know. All right, so let's move on. So if anyone want to join us looking for group membership, just simply head to the techtradingacademy.com. There are membership levels. You can see group training and one-on-one membership is there. So if you're looking for further information, just simply fill that form for further information and send that form to me. I'll try my best to get back to you as soon as possible. All right. So if you are looking for social sites where you can follow me for ideas, updates, and for trade setups, you can find that information. You can find all these links from my YouTube channel, from my TradingView profile, from my Telegram, or you can find all these links from my, you know, Twitter and on Facebook. So for those social links, you can go to my TradingView profile as well. Just check the signature box. Just check the signature box and you're gonna see all links are there: website, YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Slack group, and Telegram. Okay, so let's look at the setups. Okay, so there are tons of opportunities in the market for next couple of weeks to months, or for the rest of the 2020. Market has moved to extreme levels in last couple of weeks, yeah, since March, and now it is forming tons of opportunities for short term to medium term and even for longer term. So some charts are on weekly time frame on my TradingView profile. Yeah, those weekly charts are having a tremendous potential for longer term. You can trade even on those charts for short term as well on lower time frame, but make sure you understand that volatility is extreme these days because central banks were you know they were cutting interest rate and putting was putting money into the market, doing QE. So they are still there. They haven't finished that yet. Okay, so maybe if market is going for another shock, we may see more intervention from the central banks. Last week it was market was doing okay, it was moving well, it was under control, and hopefully that from next week things going to be under control. All right, so let's look at some setups for upcoming weeks. All right, and then we're going to look at them on lower time frame for possible opportunities. Okay, so first of all, dollar CAD, as you guys know that dollar CAD was at extreme level. Okay, and we are having a very strong price action on the dollar CAD. Okay, so we got a very strong sell on dollar CAD. Okay, so the longer term chart is still bearish. All right, so still bearish. Okay, so we may see a slightly bigger correction over there like that. Okay, so the bigger the correction gonna be over there, the better the entries you guys gonna get, those who are not into the trade from the top. Okay, all the way back to the trend line within the 30s, or maybe much lower. Okay, so this chart still can offer you a lot of potential sell opportunities from the top. So this is what you should look for. This is a slightly bigger correction on a 1 hour time frame. You should watch for every correction, which form over there. So You should watch, those lower time frame corrections to keep breaking. And once price goes for a bigger correction, all right, so like that. Once price goes for a bigger correction there, up back to 144, 143, whatever the price gonna be. Okay, so once price gonna complete that correction, just simply watch that correction to break down and continue to keep pushing lower. So there's gonna be a great potential. Still there is a great potential. Okay, so price can go up to 130. So hopefully, just let me check, Noel. Yeah, I'm drawing on it. So if it is not, so let me check. I think it's not. Yeah, it's. So seems to me the pen is not going to work. This pen is not going to work. So we'll fix that later on. Thanks for letting me know. All right. Okay, so we'll use the other one, the one which we are having on the trading view. All right. So we'll use that. And but yeah, I think you guys can see, those who are on the YouTube, they can see that. All right. So those who are on YouTube, they can see my drawing, but not on the Zoom, and not on the Facebook. Those who are on the YouTube, they can see my drawing. Yeah, they can see my drawing. So anyway, so we're going to use the other one. Okay, guys, so this is going to be a great potential opportunity for downside. Okay, so tremendous potential. Similar trade you guys are having on EuroCAD as well. Okay, same trade on the EuroCAD, same trade on the dollar CAD, and and uh, and just a second. Let me go to live on Facebook again. Just 1 second, guys. So we are having, tons of opportunities in the market. Market is forming a lot of opportunities. All right, and hopefully you guys gonna catch. Okay, so let's move on. So dollar CAD and Euro CAD. Okay, Euro CAD is also a very nice opportunity for drop. So you guys can see over there, it is testing the weekly time frame. So last week I was telling you guys watch for the top to go for short. All right, so it tested 58 and since then dropping. So next week this flat formation, yeah, so there is a correction at this area. Correction is forming over there. All right, and this area, so correction is forming, yeah, and that to break down, test that bottom, go back up or keep pushing lower. Yeah, so we'll look at that chart as well once we're going to look at the EuroCAD. So EuroCAD is also a great potential opportunity for longer term drop. So dollar yen is also a great opportunity. So dollar yen is also dropping very aggressively. So last week in the weekly market outlook, I told you what to look for. Okay, so it's breaking, going down, falling very aggressively. Yeah, so any correction it forms. Yeah, so start looking at correction from 15 to 30 minute time frame, and those corrections to keep breaking down. All right, if corrections start to get bigger, let's say like 1 hour time frame chart, all right, then you can let that correction to get bigger, 1 hour to 4 hour, and then that correction to keep pushing lower, very much similar like this correction which I was asking you to look for in the weekly market outlook last week. All right, the previous one for buy. Okay, so same, we'll look at that chart. This is also a good opportunity. Yeah, hopefully that dollar stress not gonna come back. Dollar will keep losing its value. So dollar index also broke down. It is very sharp. Before that was very aggressive. Yeah, so we have seen intervention from central banks. Fed open swap line with the other central banks, and they are withdrawing billions of dollars from that swap lines. Yeah, which is pushing dollar lower. Okay, so dollar to correct and keep pushing lower next week. That's the general idea which you should keep in your mind. Okay, for next week trading. Yeah, dollar everywhere, wherever you are having dollar pairs, on specifically on the major pairs, not on the minors. Okay, because minors still gonna take some time to gain against the dollar. All right, specifically those currencies which are having swap lines open with the Fed. All right, those currencies to keep correcting on 15 to 30 to 1 hour time frame, and keep breaking, dollar to keep losing its value. Okay, so this correction, all right, dollar index to form that correction as well, and keep pushing lower. All right, so another dollar pair is the pound dollar. All right, so whole market gonna reverse. Yeah, it is already reversing. All right, so we are having weaknesses on the dollar. Before that, what was happening? Everyone was selling everything whatever they have, and they were just looking for the dollar, and dollar was gaining. What people were doing, they were selling, they were buying the dollar and was selling the rest of the world. All right, they were selling the rest of the world, and dollar was just getting strong and strong and strong. Yeah, so now we are having, it is already reversing. All right, so we are having weaknesses on the dollar. So we are having some weaknesses after having intervention from the Fed. Okay, so this is also going to be a great, it has already moved a lot. Okay, so last week I was asking you to look for short-term continuation to the downside and then longer-term reversal. All right, so price already bounced up from 114 115, and almost it has moved almost moved with 100 pips. All right, and the price is currently running around you know running around 1.25. All right, 1.25, but still has a lot of potential to go much higher. Yeah, at least up to 35, if not 145. All right, but longer term there are going to be huge potential on pound dollar as well. So any correction on the pound dollar for the downside, then pound dollar to reverse. Okay, so last week we were expecting this correction. Okay, this correction where you can see my circle. All right, that correction to continue for upside. All right, and then either form that expanding triangle and then test the bottom, then continue to go higher, or keep pushing higher. So next week correct and keep pushing higher too. So this is going to be a good opportunity as well. So pound yen, pound dollar, both are similar. Both are similar. Okay, so correction on this chart as well. So we're going to look at the updated chart as well on the pound yen. And euro pound is also a great opportunity. Okay, so it has already reversed a lot from the top. Okay, and next week correct. Okay, still there's going to be a potential opportunity on a euro pound after having, I mean, a lot of potential for the downside. So last week we were expecting this expanding triangle to form. All right, and you guys have seen that expanding triangle. All right, and prices pushing lower. So for next week correct. So many pairs they moved a lot last week. So next week start looking for lower time frame correction to bigger time frame correction, and stay trending dollar to lose. Okay, and euro dollar also bounced off aggressively from the bottom. All right, in the previous week this is what we were expecting it to test the bottom and then go back up. All right, last week price was very aggressive and was trying to form a bottom over there around 160 165 within those areas. So it has reversed very aggressively. So next week it took correct the way you guys see over there correction. Okay, that correction can be smaller. Yeah, 15-minute correction, 30-minute correction, or can get slightly bigger, all right? Not sharper, but bigger back to 195, all right? So if price pull back up to 95 or 110, these are the areas you should watch for buy, and euro dollar to keep pushing higher for up to 115, or maybe longer term reversal on euro dollar for 125. There is possibility that we may see much strength, all right, on euro against the dollar, or dollar can lose a lot, all right, lose a lot its ground, because interest rates are close to zero. A lot of QE is coming, all right, and we are in a recession, and central banks gonna try to get out from this recession, or as quick as they can by taking measures. They have already taken a lot of measures, all right. Now they are going into a right direction, so we may see a lot of weaknesses on the dollar for longer term. So euro to continue to go higher, all right, at least up to 115. Okay, so Australian dollar, New Zealand dollar also going to be a great opportunity for short to medium and longer term as well. Every time when you see that the price is coming close to 1, all right, or 110, 101, all right, or 1005, yeah, there going to be a potential opportunity to go long on the euro, on the Australian dollar, New Zealand dollar. Right? So put your stop behind the 1 every time when price come back close to the 1. Put stop behind that, behind 1, and look for it to buy it. So this is going to be a great opportunity as well. Okay, if you want this to to learn how to trade on this, just go back to my old charts within these areas. Okay, on Australian dollar, New Zealand dollar, when it was hitting 103 in 2016, it was creating a lot of buy opportunities at that time. So it is hitting, the bottom again. So creating a perfect opportunity for you guys. All right. So don't miss that opportunity as well. Okay. So Nasdaq 100 index is also a great opportunity for longer term. As said, there are tons of opportunities. Yeah, I'm showing on a weekly time frame. So Nasdaq 100 index is also broke out that channel, all right? Broke out that channel. So next week you're looking for this to form that expanding triangle, test the bottom, and continue the trend for upside. There is possibility that Nasdaq 100 index still can test the 66, all right, or the previous bottom, 68 or 66. If it is going to do that, going to test the previous bottom, 66, 67, 68, these areas. Okay, so start looking for longer term buy. They are creating, equities are creating tremendous opportunities, all right, for longer term. So you don't get these opportunities every day. We are having almost 35 to 50% drop across the market on equities, all right. 2 trillions coming into the market, all right, from Fed, and lot of millions and billions are also coming into the market from other central banks. Yeah, so these billions and trillions gonna stabilize. They have already stabilized the market. Now people they have started to look for buy on the equities. Yeah, so every dip or or close to, I mean, if price is going to tag the previous lows, specifically on the US equities, all right, going to test the previous low, start looking for buy, start looking to add your risk. Okay, and you can hold those trades for longer term. You can trade for short term as well. You can buy for short term, you can take your profit. I will show you the example on the S&P 500, all right, and then again you can wait for the correction to form, and then again you can buy. All right, so you don't see these kind of opportunities every day. All right, so specifically the US equities are forming a tremendous buy opportunities. Okay, so this is the S&P 500. We are longer term bullish. Any dip close to 220, all right, or 2200, or even close to, I don't think so we're gonna see drop on 2000. All right, hopefully price already, hopefully we're gonna see continuation. Price is already stabilized in last week. Okay, So this is the last week chart. We were looking for price to tag, break the channel for upside or go for another move back to the 2200 and then bounce up from that bottom. Okay, so it went lower for another move up to 2200. Okay, and that's the bigger, analysis, bigger time frame. What we are looking on the Nasdaq and the S&P 500. Okay, it went up to 2200 and then bounced off from 2200. Okay, that's what I have said to you last week. Once price go for another new low within that channel, look for buy. Okay, so this is the correction which we were expecting to form and continue, and this is what I'm saying to you. Okay, so these short-term trades you see there, okay, you can trade for short-term as well on any dip. Okay, this correction, short-term trade, profit taken, wait for another pullback. All right, and you can even look for profit for next leg as well. The next leg you see over there. Okay, this next leg. Okay, you can see risk reward ratio is showing you the potential for next leg. Okay, so that's what we are doing. Okay, it went lower for another time. We were looking for it to hold that bottom and go back up. So you are looking again same. Yeah, it to dip up to 2400 or previous bottom, right? To 2200, 2400, sorry, 2400. If price is not going to hold 2400 and going to test 2200, all right? So 2200 going to be a perfect place to buy for longer term. Yeah, if you have missed already where I was showing, yeah, one more drop here at this area and then buy again. So if you miss the trade from there, hope for the price to test the 2200 so that you can add for longer term. If not, then watch it to give you a buy opportunity around 2400. All right, or this chart. Okay, this chart. Yeah, this chart, but this chart is on a 30-minute time frame. Okay, but you can use that as well on 45-minute time frame. Okay, so another good opportunity. So oil is also a great opportunity for longer term. Yeah, oil is still pushing lower, right? We can see there it is still bearish. It is still bearish. It is this is UK oil. Okay, so let me look at the US oil. All right, so let me look at the US oil. So there you got the US oil. So US oil is hitting 20. Okay, so start looking for oil to hold 20. Okay, there is a lot of talks in the market that oil can go up to 15 and even up to 10. Yes, it can go. All right, we can see another leg lower on oil. Okay, which can push up to $10. Yeah, but we are not anticipating oil to go up to much lower than 10. Okay, why it can go up to $10? Very simple to understand this. Okay, there is no science behind that. Yeah, we are already having a lot of supply in the market. Okay, and countries have shut down, all right, shut down their cities, they have shut down their borders, so people are not moving around. Okay, people are not moving around means that they are not using their vehicles, all right, or there is no demand for oil. Yeah, and from April, okay, from April we are having price war from between Russia and Saudis. All right, so if they are going to pump more oil, as they are saying that they're gonna pump more oil in April, okay, if they're gonna pump more oil, we're gonna have a lot of supply. There is a lot of supply already in the market. Okay, so if a lot of supply is going to come in April, I mean more supply, already people don't have enough storage to store oil. Okay, storages are full. All right, and some companies, they have stopped drilling. All right, they have shut down their wells. All right, and mostly those have shut down their wells, which is who are underwater. Okay, at these prices they are shutting down their wells, they are not pumping oil. All right, and if more supply is going to come from Russia and Saudis, yeah, so oil can dip for another $5 to $10 for more downside. Okay, but it's gonna create opportunity for buy for longer term. Yeah, on every dip on oil, gonna create a buy opportunity for longer term. Okay, so let's go down. Okay, so you are watching $20 price to hold $20. All right, so you are watching price to hold $20. All right, All right, so you are watching this chart, price to hold $20. If it breaks $20, okay, then you can see over there the arrow is showing that price still can go lower up to 15 to $10, okay. But if you are a seller on the oil at the $20 and looking for it to go more downside, okay, then you should trade with care, okay. You can, catch $1 to $2 or $3 move, all right, but highly likely you're going to get stopped out on that trade, all right, because sellers are trying to I mean, sellers are struggling over there at $20, okay. So you should start looking for it to bounce off from the $20 or even slightly lower than that, okay. Bounce off aggressively, get into the trade, put your stop behind that, and let the oil go for upside, okay. And once you see that the corrections are forming, you can add more, okay. But one thing is clear, one thing is fact, all right, and that is that the oil is not going to stay there at these prices for, let's say, 6 months or 12 months, okay. It's gonna bounce off very aggressively and gonna reverse, okay. So the average price is above 40, yeah, or at least 35, okay. So 35, 40 price should stay there for longer term, all right. So you should start looking for it to go higher, okay. On dollar CAD chart, we have seen another good opportunity is the silver chart. All right, so hopefully you have already caught that trade, guys, from the bottom. All right, because you don't see these opportunities every day in the market. It broke the bottom, went lower, and then boom, bounced off very aggressively. So still there is a lot of potential on the silver for upside, okay. It hasn't gone far away, yeah. So hopefully that price is going to get back within the 12 and 13 areas, all right. Those who missed the move, they can catch, all right. If not, then any correction you see silver is going to form, you should start looking for that correction to break up, and you should show your interest to buy those corrections, okay. So there is a potential for the silver to go back to 19 or 20, all right. So last week I have shown you the silver chart, all right, and that's the chart, okay. So silver was testing 1180, 1160. Those were the perfect prices to go long on the silver, okay, all right. And we had that update, but price broke out. Okay, now the next week, this is what you are looking, okay. If it is going to dip back up to 13, yeah, 13, or even, I don't think so that silver is going to hit the 1180 or even 12 again anytime soon, yeah, because there is no reason for silver to go that to test that price again. If you remember before, in last week I told you that why silver was going down, why gold was going down, yeah, why the rest of the market was going down. Why they are selling gold, selling silver, selling everything. Yeah, we had the issue, okay, liquidity issue, dollar stress. Now Fed injecting a lot of dollars into the market, okay. So there is no reason for silver to go back to those cheap prices again. If it is going, then it will create a buy opportunity for you, okay. So yeah, okay, they are not drilling, all right. So why they are not drilling, okay. So the reason is that they they are having losses, right. That's the reason they are shutting. So they're gonna drill then when prices gonna above their cost, okay. So until then they're gonna stop, all right. And the supply which we're gonna have from the market, highly likely that supply gonna go away and price is gonna start to push higher, all right. So they cannot keep off drilling for longer term, all right. So there's going to be shortage of the oil supply at some point, all right. And that shortage of supply is going to drive the oil prices higher, okay. If not shortage of oil supply, then we may see another agreement between OPEC countries, which can also drive the oil prices higher. Okay, so it is at a place, okay, oil is at a place where we can see bounce off. All right, so if you're gonna wait for the fundamentals to develop for you and then you're gonna buy, you're gonna miss the trade from the bottom. All right, so price action rather than the fundamentals. So it is at a good spot. Oil is at a good spot to watch for the price action for buy. Okay, so yeah, natural gas. Now let's move on to the charts. Okay, natural gas. So natural gas, yeah, and gasoline both are at bottom. Okay, and both are having a very nice opportunity. Okay, so gasoline is a byproduct, right? So it comes out with oil. So oil went lower last week. Yeah, in March. All right, so oil went lower, and with that, gasoline prices also, went lower, and is at extremely cheap area, right? So longer term buy opportunity going to be over there on all these three: natural gas, gasoline, and oil. But let's move on to the chart. So dollar indexes, let's straight away go to the lower time frame, bigger time frame you guys have seen. So any correction you see over there, okay, the arrow just showing over there. Okay, so any correction you see over there, they're going to be a sell opportunity. Okay, so start looking for that correction from uh, from 15-minute time frame to 30, and if correction gets bigger to up to 1 hour or 4 hour, then the arrow is showing you which way you should trade. Okay, so that's the dollar index, bigger time frame chart you have just seen. Euro dollar is also similar like that. Okay, so euro dollar can continue to keep pushing higher. Okay, bigger time frame chart you guys have just seen, just correct back. Yeah, that correction can push up to this previous low up to 95. If so, then it's going to be a great opportunity to go for long. Okay, so just keep in your mind that price should not fall very aggressively to the downside. Okay, like that. If it is going to fall, then highly likely price is going to test the bottom. All right, it should correct. It should not fall very aggressively. All right, so that's the euro dollar chart. Correct on lower time frame and continue to go higher. Bigger time frame chart you guys have just seen. Okay, so that's the bigger time frame chart. All right, and dollar chief as well. All right, so dollar chief, to go back to the dollar chief chart you haven't seen. All right, so let me show you the bigger time frame chart. Okay, so this is the flat formation. So dollar chief can go back to 92 again. All right, so there's going to be a 3 to 400 move on the dollar chief. Okay, so just go to the lower time frame. Very much same analysis like the euro dollar or the dollar index. Okay, so correct and continue to keep pushing lower. Okay, there is possibility that the price gonna form a 15-minute time frame correction and gonna fall back aggressively, the way you guys have just seen over there. All right, so any correction you see over there, okay, so just watch that correction and just look for that short-term continuation trade to the downside. All right, so that's the dollar chief. And once price gonna tag the 92, you can start looking for buy for upside on the dollar chief chart. Okay, on this bigger time frame, you see where my big arrow is showing. All right, so short term continuation to the downside, more downside on the dollar chief. Okay, so dollar CAD, bigger time frame chart you have seen at the start. Let's go straight away to the lower time frame chart. Okay, so any correction, start looking for that correction on 15-minute time frame. All right, 15-minute time frame correction to form, because the trend is sharp to the downside. All right, so there you can see correction. All right, so another correction formed over there and price break it. Just make sure once you get into the trade on a 15-minute time frame, yeah, or on a 30-minute time frame correction, just make sure you hold your shot then when correction continue to keep pushing lower. Okay, if correction stop or goes into a bigger correction, let's say 1 hour to 4 hour time frame, then you can take off your profit and you can wait for the bigger correction like 4 hour time frame, and you can then sell. Okay, so last time when we have seen sell on the dollar CAD from the top, it was just keep going down. All right, and the corrections were forming on lower time frame, on 15-minute time frame, and it was just keep pushing lower at these areas. Okay, so it's repeating the same price behavior again. You are having stronger sell coming out on Stronger sell coming out on dollar CAD, and it's going down. All right. So let's go to the lower time frame again. Okay, so any correction you see there, 15-minute time frame, watch that correction to break down. Okay, if that correction gets bigger up to 1 hour time frame, okay, then let that 1 hour time frame correction to finish, and there is a plenty of room. Okay, so just keep in your mind that one thing. So last week the correlation we have seen here on CAD and oil was the negative. All right, wasn't I mean negative correlation. Both were, CAD was getting strong, and at the same time oil was, you know getting slightly weaker as well. Yeah, so the reason was the dollar. Okay, dollar was dropping last week. All right, so we may see bigger correction on the dollar CAD. Okay, if oil dips below 20, goes up to, let's say, 16, 17, or whatever, all right, whatever the new low is going to come on the oil, all right, then we may see bigger correction on the dollar CAD. Okay, bigger correction similar like that. All right, so bigger correction similar like that, but that correction gonna create opportunity. All right, so watching it closely. Volatile, make sure you trade with care and don't let that trade go without you. All right, so EuroCAD also going to be a perfect opportunity. So look at the weekly time frame chart. All right, and so hopefully you guys do remember the previous chart. All right, the EuroCAD chart, the previous weekly chart. Yeah, hopefully you have traded even on the bigger way for the upside as well from the lows. Okay, let's go back to that chart and let's just take, let's look at that old EuroCAD chart. Okay, these kind of opportunities don't form every day. All right, so we were expecting it to go up to 50, but we have seen shock in the market. All right, which has driven the prices, aggressively higher. All right, and we have seen that wave from 42 areas. Okay, so hopefully you guys have, traded on that buy on the EuroCAD. That was a very nice move. Okay, so this chart, that was a very nice and aggressive move. Now this is the updated chart. Okay, so the chart, you should look at the weekly chart. All right, this chart, this is also going to be a great trade on the EuroCAD for the sell. Okay, so we may see a corrective move again like that. Okay, this similar move like that, corrective move. All right, like that. All right, or like that, corrective move. So we may see that, I mean, slow fall on the EuroCAD. Okay, means that there are going to be plenty of opportunities on the EuroCAD for the downside. So we have seen drop, okay, on EuroCAD last time from 160, 162 within those areas. Okay, so price already tested that 160 area. All right, and went lower very, very aggressively. Okay, so there is possibility that EuroCAD still can push up for another up move, all right, like that ABC move. Okay, this one more push up can happen, this ABC move. All right, you got the move. Okay, so it still can push up for another up move. All right, so if so, you're gonna get another chance to sell the EuroCAD from the previous top. Okay, 160, from 160. So if not, then watch this to break down very, very aggressively. All right, this flag which is just forming over there. So selling EuroCAD at the current price for breakdown to the downside needs, you must have skill before you short EuroCAD from the current price. Okay, and if it breaks down aggressively, then you can stay in. If not, then wait for that flat formation to form. Okay, the flat formation which I'm just showing over there. or best to, if you don't want to get into the trade from the current price, then best is to wait for the price to at least test the 158 and these areas. Okay, that 158. Okay, so it's a good opportunity to watch. All right, so every time when you see that the euro CAD is coming close to the previous high, look for it to drop. All right, so there's going to be a plenty of return all the way back to the bottom. Okay, so the pattern is just developing over there. Pattern is in formation. All right, for the downside. So good luck. Okay, now let's look at the Aussie New Zealand dollar. So guys, do you is is it working on the trading view? Do you see, guys, the trading view is working? Just want to know that. Is it stream is live on you on trading view? Just let me know, please. Yes, it's live. Thank you. Okay. So Australian dollar and New Zealand dollar. Okay, so Australian dollar, New Zealand dollar is also going to be a good opportunity to watch it to continue to go higher. Okay, so bigger time frame chart, hopefully guys you have seen. All right, so the bigger time frame chart, okay, there, Australian dollar, New Zealand dollar, this chart hopefully you have seen. All right, and let's go to the lower time frame. As simply, okay, as simple as I said, that every time and you see that the price is coming close to the previous bottom, okay, just look for it to buy. So Australian economy is much bigger than the New Zealand dollar, than the New Zealand economy, okay, and there is highly likely price gonna stay above one for longer term. Okay, highly likely price not gonna go beyond one. Okay, so since 1960, yeah, price never gone beyond $1, right? So every time when you see that the price is, you know, prices squeezing close to one, there's going to be a nice opportunity to go long on the Australian dollar, New Zealand dollar. Okay, so why price goes, I mean, go back to, I mean, test these areas. Why we see these prices then when we see mostly crashes in the market, or recession. Okay, that's the main reason which drive Australian dollar much lower again. I mean, we don't see spread between these two currencies. All right, when we see sharp sell when both currencies are I mean, both currencies drop very aggressively against the dollar. Okay, so in last couple of weeks we have seen that Australian dollar and New Zealand dollar was, weaker. Okay, and at least we see spread between these two currencies against the dollar with at least with 20. All right, with 20 pips. Okay, 20 pip is very small. 20 pip is just nothing. All right, and 20 pip is nothing, very small. Yeah, so the average spread, even during the strength on dollar, we see, you know uh, 200 to 300 pips. Okay, and there is potential that this pair can go up to 110, right? 110, or in in perfect scenario up to 113. Okay, so a longer term buy opportunity. So those guys, I'm sure those guys remember, those who have traded last time on these moves, okay? Those who have traded on these moves. Okay, so we were expecting that move to happen. We were expecting that move to happen, all right? So we were buying there, these areas, okay? So we were expecting it to hold that bottom again, but it broke. It broke, and we have seen crash, not just on this, everywhere, all right? And the price slightly went lower than one, 5 pips lower than one, and then bounced off very, very aggressively. So I'm just giving you this, free opportunity, guys. We are already we are already having, long positions on the Australian dollar, New Zealand dollar from the low. So just giving you this setup free of cost. Okay, so every time when it is coming close to the bottom, then don't miss that opportunity. Okay, even you can trade for short term as well on these lows every time when price come close to 112. All right, 1012 or 1010. You can use your stop loss, put your stop behind that, all right, and then go for long, all right? So that's the Australian dollar, New Zealand dollar. So silver. Okay, so silver, you guys have seen that chart, this chart. Okay, so what you should keep in your mind, this chart for longer term. Okay, so price has already moved away from the lows. Okay, now running above the 1420. Yeah, but this is the bigger time frame chart in case if silver is going to tag 1180 or 1160 again in future. Yeah, so start looking for buy, start looking for that move. All right, start looking for that move where the arrow is showing. All right, so let's go to the lower time frame, start looking for that buy. Okay, so for next week, you are having a very nice correction is information, right? So that correction to breakout, okay? So you can buy the breakout, all right? So if you are not comfortable with the breakout, then you can try to get into the trade from these areas, okay? So watch 1390, all right? 1390, 1395, these areas, okay? These areas are good to watch for, I mean, entry before the breakout. Yeah, so 1390 is somewhere there in this area. 1390. Yeah, if you don't want to get into the trade before, then you can watch it to breakout and extend for the next leg. Okay, extend for another bullish leg like that. So don't know what to do, how to trade, okay, then go back to these charts, okay, when we were looking for last time buy. So you're gonna get help from these charts. Okay, these charts are there on trading view. All right, so when these corrections were forming, but that time we don't have volatility, and this time we are having volatility. Okay, so these charts, that chart, okay, that correction was forming and it broke out and went higher. So next leg like that, all right, for next week on the current correction, okay, that correction to break out and go for next leg. How far that next leg goes, watch it, okay, but make sure the if price is going to rise aggressively, all right, then stay. And if not going to rise very, very aggressively, you can take off your profit for the next leg, all right, and then can wait for another correction to form like that. Okay, the previous chart I have just shown you there. Okay, the next correction went, and yeah, after this correction breakout, we have another correction. Okay, and then price went higher but did not continue, and then went into a bigger correction. So we may see bigger correction on silver again as well, okay, at some point. Okay, so currently we are not anticipating that bigger correction, but look for next week, look for that correction to continue to go higher. All right, that correction to break out, continue to go higher. Yeah, in case if this correction is not going to break out, all right, and price is going to, let's say, slightly pushing, lower like this, all right, a bigger correction, something like that, all right, then again you're gonna have perfect opportunity to buy silver again. All right, so you missed the move already from bottom. All right, you missed the move from the bottom, so hope for the bigger correction so that you can get into the trade again. Yeah, if not, then the correction which is just there, first of all, wash that correction. Oil chart, weekly chart, you have seen, okay, the flat formation. All right, so it's testing 20. All right, so this chart you have seen, so you're looking for $20. Price is currently holding $20. All right, so it's struggling to push lower. All right, so it's struggling to push lower. There you can see price is struggling to push lower within these areas. I guess a breakout of that flag, aggressive breakout for upside. So watch $20. All right, watch lower time frame. All right, so price went close to 20. Yeah, it did not test the 20. All right, so it bounced off, and currently it is, it formed correction in 5-minute time frame and trying to break out. Okay, so just keep eye on these areas on lower time frame and watch for price to hold the $20. Okay, and make sure you are prepared for that one more drop when you're gonna go for long. Okay, so use your risk according to that. All right, that the price still can go for another this leg. Okay, so be prepared for that leg and use your risk based on that. All right, and once you get a trade, go for break even, and your short-term target should be 30. All right, 30, 35, these areas. 30, 35. Short-term target obviously going to be 25 first. All right, and if price rise aggressively, then let the price go up to 30, 35. All right, and medium to longer term target going to be 40 to 65, 70 areas. Yeah, but 65, 70 areas price is going to take a lot of time to go over there. All right, so yeah, look for 35, 40. All right, so reasonable target, and we may see drop again from those areas. Okay, from 40, 35, 40 areas. So we'll see how things gonna unfold there when price gonna go up to 40. All right, but it is at the best spot, okay, to watch oil to bounce off. For longer term reversal, short term, there are gonna be a potential opportunities as well. Okay, so oil, so there you got the gold. Okay, so we are having problem at the moment in the market. Okay, the all right, so all right, so gold market broken last week. All right, so there was supply issue last week. All right, because of the 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 because of because countries have closed their borders. All right, and shutting down everything. So um, yeah, we have seen a strong bounce off on gold. Okay, so gold can stay, short to medium term strong. All right, and maybe if things are going to get worse. All right, then oil can push much higher. All right, from 1700, it can go up to 18. It can go up to 2000. All right. Normally, we have seen that behavior when we have recession. Okay, last time I have shown you that chart last time as well, right? At this area when we had 2007 recession, all right, 2007 and 8 crisis, these areas. So we have seen gold went lower, liquidation issue. Okay, dollar stress. People were selling whatever they had at that time, and they were liquidating. They were running after the dollar, right? And once they had enough dollars available into the market, yeah, then gold keep pushing higher and went up to 1900 then. All right, So if dollar is going to drop that much significantly again, all right, then gold can go back to 2000, all right. So the issue last time we had was the inflation, okay, and this time we are having deflation, okay. So which can, there is possibility that gold not gonna go that much aggressively for upside, all right. Okay, and one other thing you should keep in your mind that gold prices are heavily manipulated, all right. So short to medium term bullish, and whenever you see that the price is struggling to go higher than from previous high, you can counter that trend, okay, but counter that with care. Okay, so for next week, you're looking for it to continue to go higher. Okay, so last week I was asking you to look for gold to to go for the next leg. All right, so for this correction to break and continue to go higher, so it is going higher. So next week, once you see that the gold is testing that bottom, or this ABC move, all right, so this ABC move, so gold is testing that bottom 1600. So look for that short-term trade first up to 1650, all right, or this previous top, right, this previous top. So if price goes aggressively like that, the way it was rising here at this area, okay, then you can extend your target up to 1700, all right. And if it goes much stronger, all right, then 1750, 1760, all right, so you can extend your target for more upside, okay. But next leg, all right, the next leg which I'm just showing you over there, right? And once price tag the previous top 1700, then start looking for some price action need to hold that top and then go down. Okay, so they're gonna be the worst scenario, yeah, that this correction can change. Okay, so worst scenario in case if price is dropping very aggressively, okay, very aggressively and correcting, then you can expect it to go for another move down back at the bottom 1460 1450, and then again buy, right, then again buy. So gold is not a, I mean, metal to sell these days for longer term, right. We are having crisis, yeah, and intervention from central banks, yeah, and they are trying to come out from that you know recession, okay. So it will take some time to stabilize, okay, gold, yeah. I mean, any dip we're gonna have on gold up to 1450, yeah, 1450, 1460, even 1500, yeah. So they're gonna be a short to medium term buy the dip opportunity on gold. S&P 500, okay, so bigger time frame chart you guys have seen, right, bigger time frame chart you guys have seen, and let's look at the straight away lower time frame. All right, so this expanding triangle to form, go for next leg, okay, go for next leg, all right, correct for another time and keep going higher, okay, correct for another time, keep going higher, all right. And in case there is possibility, okay, so we are having, still we are having issue, all right. So this coronavirus is still there, and issue is still there, issue hasn't gone, uncertainty hasn't gone anywhere, all right. And we may see breakout of that correction, okay, we may see breakout of that correction, price can continue, okay, and we can see another correction and price can keep pushing higher, okay, that possibility also exists, all right. And price can break down for one more move down back to that bottom, so we may see, you know both possibilities. It can test the 2200, all right, for previous bottom, yeah, or it can, break out before even hitting 2400, all right. But your best place to look for it to hold is the 24, this previous bottom, this expanding triangle formation for continuation for upside, all right. So you watch price action over there and then go for buy, watch price action there for buy, or 2200, all right. So if 2400 is not being tested, 2400, 22, 24 price is not going to test, then let the price go. You can even buy, right, but make sure you trade with care. Okay, you can wait for another bigger correction then. Okay, and then you can start looking for again buying for upside. Okay, so we are already long on it. Okay, and good luck to you. So same analysis on the Nasdaq 100 index as well. Okay, so bigger time frame chart you have seen. So this expanding triangle, same analysis like the S&P 500. Hold that expanding triangle bottom and go for the next leg. All right, so similar leg, aggressive, more aggressive than this. Okay, so volatility is there, then make sure you adjust your risk reward ratio according to that. All right, so for next week, yeah, if it is going to test the bottom 6600 again, then watch it to continue to go higher. All right, so Nasdaq 100 index chart you guys have seen there. All right, that's the chart. Update is also there. Okay, update is also there. So don't let these trades go away from without you. These are the big trades. So natural gas, as I said, prices depressed a lot. Reason, recession, right? Intervention happening from the central bank, and we are having some strength. Okay, so last week we were looking for this to go down for one more drop, this area, if you remember. Okay, this one more drop to happen and then buy. Hopefully you are into the trade. Okay, now next week this correction to break out. Okay, you can even buy. This is also a good price. All right, so when you're gonna go for buy, on which price, on which assets? Natural gas, gasoline, oil. All right, US oil or UK oil. All right, these three. All right, these three still can crash slightly, with couple of cent. All right, oil with couple of dollar, and natural gas and gasoline with couple of cent. Okay, they, when I see couple of cent, means that 20-30 cent. Okay, they can push lower, but they cannot go beyond the zero. All right, you cannot you cannot fill up your car without any cost. Okay, at least you have to pay something to fill up your car with gas. All right, so gasoline price in US is at historical places. All right, so 40 cent, it tested 37 cent. All right, almost free. 37 cent. You can, even bubble gum is expensive than the gasoline in US. All right, so gasoline can bounce off. So longer term buy, these are the trades which gonna give you a lot of money if you're gonna keep buying them on every dip. All right, so gasoline is more bearish as with compared to the natural gas. All right, but there are opportunities. All right, so if you're gonna show patience and gonna trade on them, you can make a decent money on them. Okay, so this correction to break out next week and continue to go higher. Okay, so if correction is not going to break, all right, if this correction is not going to break up aggressively, all right, like that, not going to break up, not pushing higher, and going to test 50, all right, going to test 50 or this previous low, don't trade on this move. Okay, this is a risky trade, a wave. Don't trade on that 10-15 cent move. Okay, then let the price form new low, start looking for buy again. All right, so start looking for buy again. Natural gas is at a historical place. Even you can trade for short term. Your target should be two first. All right, buy from 155, 160, 150, whatever the areas you are having price action. Okay, wherever you see price action on lower time frame, and set your target to, yeah, if it goes above too aggressively, then you can hold your trade up to $3. All right, so we are expecting this to behave similar way the way it has done in after 2016 you know crisis. Okay, so behave similar way, so good opportunity. Okay, so natural gas dollar index you have seen. Now let's look at the dollar CAD chart. You have also seen dollar CAD chart. Okay, dollar chief you have seen. Dollar CAD correction I have explained. All right, so what to do. And euro CAD we have done that. All right, Australian dollar. Okay, so Australian dollar was more under pressure last week, right? Before that, all right, not last week, before that week, because we were having crash. So since Fed has opened swap line, we are having some strength, all right? We are having some strength on the Australian dollar, New Zealand dollar, and the stability. Simply, we can see that in the rest of the market. So longer term, we are expecting gain, Australian dollar to gain all the way back to this previous low, 83, right, 85, those areas. So last week I was asking you to watch an expanding triangle, right? And since then price is pushing higher. Okay, so bigger time frame is still same like last week, right? So last week that expanding triangle, all right, that was the trade. Okay, that was the trade. This trade is still on its way. Okay, and next week you are watching for another correction. Okay, you see my chart is clearly showing you on this 30-minute time frame that what you should watch. Okay, go for another correction, not sharp move. Okay, not this aggressive sell. If that aggressive sell is going to come, highly likely price going to test this previous low again. All right, and they're going to be a decent move. Okay, 54 to 500 big move can appear over there again, but that move should be some reasons behind that move. So we are not anticipating that sharp sell back to the 55, all right, or 56 area. As said, central banks are intervening, all right, and we had the liquidity issue, dollar stress issue was there. Okay, swap lines open, dollar billions are coming in, banks are taking out billions from that swap line and giving that to their clients, all right, and we are having some relief in the market. So that's the reason we have seen weaknesses on the dollar last week. Okay, we are anticipating that this trend gonna prevail for longer term. Okay, so another correction to form, start looking for that correction on your 15-minute time frame. Okay, 15-minute time frame to 30 and 1 hour, and once that correction complete, then the next leg to form. Okay, this next leg, and that can extend up to 70, 70, 67 or 70. All right, all the way up to 70. All right, all the way up to 70. Okay, so even if you see dip is going to come on this, right, up to price is going to test this previous low. Yeah, so there's going to be a longer term buy opportunity. All right, either things needs to get better from this scenario. Just use your common sense. Okay, you don't need to use a lot of mathematics or like that. Just use your common sense. All right, so we are having recession in the world. Yeah, either we're gonna get better from this point or we're gonna get worse from this point. All right, so market has already priced in for the worst. All right, market has already priced in for the worst. All right, so if we are going to have more, let's say you know financial, you can use word depression. Okay, if we are going to have that market almost already drop almost everywhere more than 35 to 40%. Okay, we may see even 10 to 15% more drop. All right, then again there's going to be a longer term recovery. All right, so there will be longer term recovery. All right, if longer term recovery is not going to happen, then what you can expect. All right, so there will be longer term recovery everywhere on every single asset. Okay, and central banks are giving you the signal that they are behind that. Okay, they are doing their job. Okay, so there will be recovery. Yeah, we may see quicker recovery than the 2007 or 2008. All right, so longer term buy opportunity. Okay, so similar analysis on the New Zealand dollar, US dollar. All right, so We are expecting it to go back up to 75 for longer term, all right? For short to medium term, go back up to 65, all right? Go back up to 65 or that trend line. Okay, so last week we were expecting that expanding triangle to hold, all right? And then to continue to go higher, okay? This expanding triangle in the last weekly market outlook, okay? We are having that wave. So same analysis like the Australian dollar, US dollar. So correct on a 15 to 30 minute time frame. All right. And make sure you understand that sharp sell and correction. You make sure you figure it out that which is sharp sell and which is a correction. Okay, so sharp sell there. Sharp sell will break the trend. Okay, and may visit the bottom again. We are now anticipating. Okay, we are anticipating another correction. Okay, similar like these corrections. Okay, you see these corrections. Okay, that correction, and once that correction gonna complete, you can watch for it to buy. All right, so dollar yen, bigger time frame chart. You guys just seen. Okay, go back to the bottom again. All right, so that's the dollar yen chart. Okay, so bigger. I mean, there is a lot of potential. All right, it can go back to the previous bottom, but you should look for it to go up to 10, 104, 103. Gonna be all right. Okay, so there are gonna be a plenty of opportunities on the dollar yen all the way back to the bottom. Okay, so just straight away go to your lower time frame. Yeah, let's go to the Telegram first. Okay, let's go to the Telegram first, and let's look at the previous week chart. All right, so previous week, we had a correction on the dollar yen. Okay, this correction. All right, so previous week we had that correction on the dollar yen, and after that correction we have seen, a nice bullish leg on the dollar yen. Okay, this next leg. So similar correction on the dollar yen. You are watching for downside, not for upside. All right, so if you're gonna go to this chart, so similar correction. So start looking for that correction from your lower time frame. Okay, any correction you see, go for short-term opportunity first. All right, any correction like that, okay, go for that short-term opportunity. Okay, that's going to be the opportunity first. All right, and if price keep pushing lower aggressively, okay, this short-term opportunity. Okay, if price goes down very aggressively, then stay into the trade for more downside. Okay, go for that short-term opportunity first. All right, and next leg. Okay, after having this correction. Okay, this is a 15-minute correction after having that correction. So let's say expanding triangle formation. All right, okay, watch for that expanding triangle. All right, so watch for that expanding triangle, and then look for it to continue to go lower. All right, then next leg to the downside. Good luck. All right, so euro yen to push slightly higher, form that flat formation, and then continue to go lower for one more drop. Okay, on lower time frame, euro yen to push for one more, slightly up to 23. All right, 23, and then drop for the flat formation within that. Okay, so slightly push higher and then drop that one more move. All right, and pound. Right, so pound dollar is very, very strong. Right there we have seen that. Okay, so this is the chart on lower time frame. We were looking for it to correct and continue to go higher. Let's go to the lower time frame. It has a huge potential for upside. Okay, longer term up to 45 or 150 areas. Okay, so any correction you see on pound dollar. Okay, so last week we were expecting this correction to break out. Okay, that correction in last weekly market outlook, we had that correction and it broke out. So next week, any correction you see, all right, any correction, yeah, not just on this chart, everywhere, all right, on dollar pairs, on majors, all right, correct and look for buy, all right. So if correction is going to be deeper, let's say up to 120, all right, or below 120, yeah, so you're gonna be lucky to buy the pound dollar for longer term. All right, so we are expecting that the pound is not going to go below 120 anytime soon. Okay, it has bounced off very, very aggressively. Okay, in case if it is going to go below 120 or going to test 120, okay, it will give you a nice longer term buy opportunity for longer term reversal. Okay, so start looking for a 15-minute correction. The trend is very sharp for buy. The way it went lower, similar way it is going higher. Okay, similar way it is going higher. So start looking for correction on this 15-minute time frame. All right, and if correction gets bigger, like 30-minute time frame to 1 hour, then that correction to break out. All right, so good luck. Still there is a plenty of opportunities left on the pound dollar for upside. Okay, so euro pound chart you guys have just seen. All right, so hopefully you have learned something. This chart I have shown you as an example last time. Okay, for sell. Okay, you are having similar price action again on the euro pound from these areas. Okay, so similar way, the way I have just explained the Australian dollar, New Zealand dollar. Okay, every time when price come close to 1 against the euro pound, okay, you're gonna have a good potential opportunity to go to sell this pair. Yeah, every time when price come close to parity. So next week, that's the old chart. All right, so let's go to the low, straight away to the lower time frame. Yeah, hopefully you have you remember the this chart. All right, hopefully you remember that chart. Okay, so um, in last recession, price was almost at the same areas. Okay, it was at parity level. Okay, in last recession, there we can see. Okay, and similar price we are having again in 2020. Okay, so great opportunity, we can see that. Yeah, so recovery. Okay, we have seen recovery and we are expecting a recovery again. All right, so every time when price is coming close to the, yeah, by the way, that buy opportunity was also great. All right, from the bottom, boom. So let's go to the lower time frame. So any correction, okay, so start looking from 15 to 30-minute time frame first. All right, so start looking that correction. What was it last week? Flat formation, expanding triangle. All right, this expanding triangle. All right, price tested that, formed that, and pushing lower. Okay, so for next week, correct. Okay, correct. You can use, a couple of indicators, guys. Okay, for figuring it out that up to which level your correction can push. All right, so correct. Okay, so that to correct and then break out for next leg to the downside. All right, so let's go to the old chart again first. Okay, so we have seen drop. So that was the last time correction. Yeah, it was huge. Okay, we are not anticipating this kind of correction this time, all right? So we are expecting 1 hour time frame correction. That was on a 480 time frame, all right? So 1 hour time frame correction gonna be all right. So start looking from 1 hour time frame correction on the euro pound. Okay, once you see that it's coming out, watch it to break out. Okay, let's say correction is not coming out on the euro pound, and euro pound is going to give you another chance to sell it from close to the 93 or 94 areas. Okay, so sell it. So the wave you should catch is the bearish. All right, so this trade is you should catch is the bearish. Okay, so if you are looking for buy on the euro pound, all right, that was the time to buy the euro pound from these areas. Okay, that's the time to buy the euro pound. We were into that long from this area, from 83. Okay, we were into the trade from that area. So I think that trade is there on the Telegram. I shared that trade on the Telegram at that time. So the wave you should catch is the bearish, not the bullish. Okay, if it goes back to the goes back to top with and testing 93, 94 again, all right, there is, there is a lot of, there are going to be a lot of pips. Yeah, almost 3 to 400 pips move for upside. Yeah, but there is volatility. Okay, so price can move very, very quickly back to that top within a couple of candles. Okay, so the move you should catch is the bearish. It's a correction. All right, so pound yen last time, this is what we were expecting last time. All right, and it tested the trend line and then went lower. All right, and it bounced off again very, very aggressively from the bottom. Okay, and last week I was asking you to look for it to go higher from this previous bottom. So there are going to be a plenty of time on these opportunities to plenty of time. You're going to have a plenty of time to buy. All right, so let's check the pound yen chart at this area. Okay, we had that very, very aggressive move from the bottom of pound yen, and then we got the correction, and then price reversed for upside. Okay, so similar way you are waiting and watching for the pound yen to give you a dip, a bigger correction. All right, so a bigger correction means 1 to 4 hour time frame correction going to be all right. Okay, so for next week, this is the pattern formation you are looking for. All right, either breakout, okay, and then correct and continue, or dip. All right, dip for another time, that expanding triangle, and buy. Okay, so same analysis on the pound chief as well, the analysis that you have just made on the euro pound, or pound dollar, pound yen as well. Okay, so go back up, longer term reversal, all right, on lower time frame. Okay, correct like the euro pound. Okay, so once you see that the correction is coming out, then start looking for it to buy. Okay, this correction. So a lot of pairs need to correct. Okay, maybe next whole week gonna go for correction. Okay, so start looking for lower time frame correction rather than the bigger time frame correction. So pound CAD was last week was a buy too from the bottom. Okay, but wasn't the best opportunity. Okay, now keep pushing higher. Okay, so not a best opportunity. All right, so you should stay away from in my opinion, you should not trade on the pound CAD, pound Australian dollar, and pound New Zealand dollar for next couple of weeks. All right, you are having a lot of potential opportunities on the rest of the market. Then you should not put your money over there where market is not providing you an ideal opportunities. Okay, now figure it out where you should put your money, where you should invest your cash. Okay, so I have shown you many great opportunities, right? So you should choose those opportunities where return gonna be great and risk gonna be very small, less risky opportunities. Okay, so pound CAD is not the best opportunities. Okay, so price can stay sideways, all right, within the 80 to 65 for some times. Okay, so just continue to go higher, test the top, and then draw from that top. All right, so pound CAD to just keep pushing higher. All right, and then draw from that top. So neutral. Okay, so neutral on the pound Australian dollar as well. So sideways market from previous top, this previous 2.08 to 195. All right, so price to stay sideways. If price test that top, you can sell it. If price test that bottom, you can buy for short term. So we are neutral. Okay, so same on the pound New Zealand dollar. So buy from that bottom from 190 or 2 to go back up to it and stay sideways. Okay, all right, so CAD yen, so longer term stability. All right, so CAD yen longer term stability where my arrows are showing. All right, so longer term that direction. All right, so this flag to break out for upside, and on all right, so on lower time frame last week I was asking you to look for that trade. All right, for flat formation in the last weekly market outlook. All right, that trade. So that trade is on, that wave is on its way. All right, so for next week you're looking for correction there, and that correction to break out and break that bottom as well and test that floor. All right, if not breaking that bottom, all right, and holding that, then next leg for upside. Okay, this expanding triangle to hold that previous low and then go for the next leg. Okay, so flat formation is in formation. Okay, so stay bearish on it for CAD yen from 785.50 to back up to 73.74. All right, so stay bearish on CAD yen, Aussie yen, and Kiwi yen. Okay, stay bullish on the equities. If equities are going to drop, right, going to test the previous low, then these three opportunities are going to be the best opportunities to go for short term sell with the previous trend. All right, as we compare to the others. Okay, then yen going to get stronger. These three currencies are already struggling CAD because of oil struggling. All right, Aussie struggling because of many other issues. Kiwi is also struggling. All right, so these three gonna keep pushing lower. So stay trending on these three pairs. Yeah, so I would suggest you to avoid buying these three currencies for longer term. Yeah, better to stay trending on these currencies. Yeah, every time you see that they are pulling back, correcting, go for short with the trend rather than for buy. Go for sell. Why I'm saying that? Why I'm saying to you stay trending, stay bearish on these currencies. The reason is simple, guys. Whenever we see you know uncertainty into the market, these three currencies react to that very aggressively, and you see crashes. Okay, I'm going to show you the previous chart. Okay, so we were staying trending, we have seen crash. Okay, very strong move, very strong sell. Then we were looking for sell from this area. Yeah, so chart maybe gonna be over there at this area, but we haven't seen crash. Yeah, still we have seen the decent move over there. Yeah, we were looking for buy from there, all right, but that buy was okay but risky. All right, why risky? Because mostly we see crash, and crash happens to the downside rather than for upside. Okay, and then we have seen crash again. All right, there for the downside. Okay, so whenever you're gonna go long on these three currencies, always trade with care, protect your trade with stop loss. All right, and when you see that there is something like uncertainties developing behind the scene, then you can expect market to open with huge gaps to the downside. Okay, market can open with gaps. So trade with care for buy on these three currencies. Okay, and every time you are having a decent pullback, all right, then go for this kind of big waves. That's how these currencies behave. Okay, these currencies always struggle against the yen. Yeah, and what I have just shown you on a bigger time frame, again a similar kind of correction recovery. All right, so this kind of recovery, like that kind of recovery, all right, or like that kind of recovery, and again another possible crash. Okay, so buy with care and sell every time and you see that there is a correction. Okay, so that's the reason I have shown you a flat formation, and once price gonna test that top, yeah, oil going to push lower for another $5 to $10, then this pair gonna continue to keep pushing lower up to the previous bottom. Same analysis on this chart too. Okay, so first of all, push for a short term up, and once price gonna test 69, all right, so go down. Bigger time frame, same analysis like the Australian dollar, US dollar. All right, bigger time frame analysis, recovery. Okay, that kind of move, recovery. We have seen recovery after 2008. All right, that aggressive move. Okay, we have seen that recovery. So longer term recovery, short term bearish. All right, so short term, go for another. Okay, push up last week. We were expecting that expanding triangle to push for one more up move. All right, so we had that. Okay, now push for, form that ABC move. All right, and then push higher or break out that and test that top and then go down for one more drop from where you can see my alert is. Okay, so 69, those areas hold. So same analysis on this chart too. All right, so push for another up move. Last week we were expecting it to hold that expanding triangle. It held and then drop. All right, and longer term recovery. All right, so longer term recovery again, that recovery. So same on the Kiwi. Sorry, I have shown this $0 chart. Kiwi, yeah, same. Both are having same analysis. Right, so longer term recovery and on lower time frame, push for another up move and then drop. Okay, so Kiwi Cat. So trade on those setups which are less risky and going to give you a high potential. Okay, there are many pairs which are not tradable. All right, carry a lot of risk, so you should avoid trading on those charts. All right, so Kiwi CAD, this move, okay, go back to the previous recovery. All right, so from the previous bottom. So euro, New Zealand dollar, drop. Okay, so big drop, manipulation happen, and where the arrow is showing, go into that direction. On lower time frame, we had the expanding triangle last week. All right, so short term buy this flat formation. Okay, so price can go back off at another short term up move from current price. Okay, so short term this move, test that top and then drop. Okay, if don't go for that up move and break down the trend, the bottom, let that correct. All right, let that correct. Okay, and then start selling. All right, let that correct like this. Okay, like this move, let that correct and continue to go down. All right, so same analysis on Euro Australian dollar. All right, so go for short term buy from the current price, test the top and drop. Okay, so when you're going to go for buy, make sure you trade with care. There is a lot of manipulation which have already taken place from central banks. All right, and a stronger sell came over there from the top. So any correction on lower time frame, which I have just shown you, flat formation, yeah, that flat formation to form and this to go down for a longer time to the downside. All right, okay, so don't, I mean, buy on this chart too. All right, buy on this chart too, but trade with care. As I said, there are tons of other opportunities. You should pay attention. Okay, you should not waste your time on those currencies which are highly risky and going to give you less potential. Okay, So this is what we are looking at, right? So form that flat expanding triangle or flat or ABC move, right? And then continue to go higher. So chief, bigger time frame is very much same like last week, all right? Last week I was asking you to look for short-term buy, right? That short-term buy happened, and bigger time frame is something like that, all right? So it hasn't changed a lot. So let's go to the lower time frame. Okay, so once price gonna tag the previous bottom, right? This previous low at 1.52, 1.052, all right? Then look for it to buy, or even if it is going slightly lower than that, where the arrow is showing up to 45, right? So slightly going lower, okay? Then look for this trade stability, all right? That trade within that circle, right? And dollar peso. Dollar peso is going for that correction, the correction which I was asking you to wait for or look for. Okay, so one thing you should not forget, and that is if you are trying to counter that trend, you see that trend, very, very aggressive and strong for upside. All right, even central banks are struggling to to struggling to to reverse this trend for the downside. All right, central bank is struggling. So when they are struggling, then why you are going to counter that? And even if you are going to counter that strong aggressive trend for the downside, then you should trade with care. Always use stop loss. Okay, always use stop loss specifically against that kind of strong trend. All right, and if price goes into your direction, move on your break even, and take your profit on time. Don't hold these trades for longer term to the downside. Okay, you're not going to see, you know, something like that kind of drop. Okay, so dollar peso, dollar rand, and dollar Turkish lira. These three currencies are struggling against the dollar. Okay, and every time when you see that they are pulling back, okay, then go for buy once you have a correction, a decent correction on them. Okay, so let me go to the old chart again just to remind you that what kind of correction. Okay, so that's the the chart. All right, the chart which we were looking for last time. Right, we have seen a tremendous strength on it. Right, or you can say that we have seen a crash. Right? So it just skyrocketed for upside. So something like that kind of correction, all right? So that kind of correction gonna form in years, okay? You're not gonna see that correction in months. So the way I'm showing, okay, that kind of correction, once that correction gonna complete, then you're gonna have again a similar kind of trade, the trade which I have just shown you at this area. Okay, that trade. Okay, it will take a lot of time. So, but what's next? Okay, next is breakout. Okay, so strong breakout. As I said, when you're going to counter that strong trend for the downside, always trade with care. Always take precautions, all right? Always use your stop loss at your reasonable area. Don't keep adding sells if price keep pushing higher. Yeah, if you will keep adding your sell, price keep if price keep pushing higher, you're gonna end up with zero balance. All right, you're gonna lose all your money. You cannot force that trend to go down. Let's say you sold at this area but price took higher. You said, oh, it's gonna drop, let's add more sell. All right, and from that price you're hoping for the price to drop and price pushing higher, let's add more, price gonna drop. You're gonna blow up your account by doing that. Okay, why? Trend is very strong for upside. Okay, you cannot force this to go lower. Okay, so trade with care. Risk is there, but opportunity is also there. Okay, so this correction which is just forming over there, that correction to break. Okay, they are having swap line as well. Okay, and they are having access to swap line as well. Mexican bank, all right, and hopefully you're gonna see a breakout and one more drop to the downside. All right. And same analysis on CAD NOK, dollar rand, and Turkish lira. So we'll show you those charts as well. Okay, so there are going to be a buy opportunity as well, but as I said, you should go after those opportunities which are less risky. Okay, this is another counter trend trade. Potential going to be over there, but it will take, you know, a lot of time to reverse for upside. All right, it will take a lot of time. So if you are trying to counter, all right, trying to buy, then trade with care. Okay, so we are expecting it to reverse from the bottom, all right, and this ABC move to hold and then break out. Okay, so if we're gonna look at this one more drop, all right, and then continue to go higher. Okay, so simply don't trade. All right, there's going to be a longer term buy opportunity as well, recovery. Okay, that, so simply don't trade. They are highly risky. Okay, they're going to be buy opportunities, so you should avoid trading on these currencies. They are struggling against the sheaf. All right, so they're going to be buy opportunity too. All right, so avoid trading on these currencies. So neutral, okay, they're going to be a buy opportunity as well, but make sure you trade with care. All right, because this currency is manipulated, all right, by the central banks. All right, so if this time they're not going to hold that pegged rate, it will break, all right, break and will go much lower than this price. If central bank going to decide that they want to hold that pegged rate, all right, so 7.74, then price gonna hold that bottom. All right, so similar way, the way you guys have seen there. All right, price gonna hold that bottom pegged rate and gonna recover. All right, so watch for that and trade with care. Okay, if they're not gonna hold that pegged rate, central bank, then price gonna break down aggressively and we may see a new pegged rate. Okay, so stay neutral and the same analysis like S&P 500. All right, so a longer term buy opportunity on the Dow. Okay, next leg to appear over there. Correction is over and next this leg. Great, so there are going to be a tons of opportunities on lower time frame. So simply go to the lower time frame. Same analysis was there last week. All right, another leg last week. Go for another leg. All right, and then recover. Okay, so we are having this recovery, this drop everywhere and recovery after that since last week. Weekly market outlook. Okay, so this expanding triangle to form hold that bottom and next leg. If not holding, okay, price breaking down, let that to test that bottom. Okay, start looking for double bottom for buy. Hopefully I will update my chart if it is going to break down that bottom. Okay, I'll post that chart as well on the Dow for longer term. Okay, so there you should not look for expanding triangle formations. On the rest of the equities, you should not look for the expanding triangle. Okay, you should look for the previous bottom to tag. Okay, so there's going to be a buy opportunity as well on US Russell 2000 for the next leg. All right, that next leg for longer term. And on lower time frame, so for next week there is correction. Okay, that correction can break out without, let's look at the expanding triangle. Okay, same analysis like other equities which I have just made on US equities. All right, on S&P 500 and Nasdaq 100 index. All right, so one more drop. All right, and one more drop, expanding triangle, and continue to go higher. Or test the previous bottom. All right, so next leg from the previous bottom. UK 100 index as well. Okay, so from previous bottom, tag the bottom on lower time frame and look for buy. All right, so tag the previous bottom. Don't look for watch double bottom on them. Okay, because they are still struggling, and US is doing well. So highly likely you're going to see strength on the US rather than double bottom. Okay, but they can still form double bottom. All right, so that's the previous bottom, 49 or 50, and then continue to go higher. Same analysis on the German 30. All right, so that's the previous bottom, this previous low, and start double bottom, and start looking for a reversal on them. So the stimulus package which they have just passed, that's the reason you are having that bounce off on the equities. Okay, and that's telling you that what is going to come next. Okay, recovery. So recovery on the DAX as well. Okay, so previous bottom, test that, and next leg. All right, so UK stock 600 as well. Okay, so test the previous bottom on lower time frame. These are weekly charts. Okay, go to the lower time frame to 70 to 80, and then continue to go higher. All right, Nikkei index as well. Okay, recovery. Previous bottom on lower time frame, this previous low on lower time frame, and continue to go for next leg. All right, so neutral. So same on these. So trade with care on European equities. Yeah, they are still under pressure, but when we're gonna see recovery on the US equities, all others gonna rise. Okay, all others gonna rise. All other equities gonna rise. So let's look at the platinum. Platinum, same like the silver chart. All right, we have seen a significant sell on it. All right, and that sell, and now this move. Okay, this arrow, this arrow, where the arrow is showing, go into that direction. All right, and on lower time frame, let's go to the lower time frame. So same analysis like the silver. Okay, correction, silver like silver. Okay, so that expanding triangle to form and continue to go higher. If price break that expanding triangle, all right, break that expanding triangle, test the bottom, then look for it to recover. All right, so palladium has just exploded for upside again. I don't think so you should trade on it anymore. All right, if it is going to test 1600, then you should trade. All right, so let that go. So copper, watch this previous bottom, this previous low. All right, previous low price to hold and go back up. All right, so the copper gonna go higher when we're gonna have stability. Stability means that when they're gonna be, when manufacturing gonna pick up, then you can see some strength on the copper. Right, until then it can stay there. It's not going to jump very aggressively. It can stay there at $2 for a while before going to take off for upside. So UK oil is very much same like the US oil. Okay, so it can push up to 20, right? So 20 as well, but same analysis like the US oil. Okay, so there is a channel. All right, so descending trend reversal channel is in formation, so that to hold. Okay, or another leg, right, or another leg to the new low. So let me draw that channel. All right, so we can see another move lower. Okay, so same channel, the channel which I have just shown on the US oil. All right, so up to 20 and then bounce off or hold this previous bottom. Okay, so Bitcoin test this previous bottom again. All right, Bitcoin to go lower for another drop. All right, so let's look at this correction. All right, so this correction which is just forming over there. That correction to break down aggressively, sharply, test the previous bottom. All right, this previous bottom, 400, 4,000 or 3,500, and then recover for upside for longer term. Let's look at the bigger time frame chart. Bigger time frame chart is same like last week, hasn't changed a lot. All right, so this double bottom, a big double bottom to form over there. All right, this double bottom like that. Right, and rise chart is there. Okay, chart is there. If you look at this chart, then you, yeah, that's your looking. All right, or the weekly chart. Hopefully you're gonna get that chart. Okay, this chart. Right, this is your looking for longer term on the Bitcoin. All right, so dollar Turkish lira to just keep pushing slowly for upside. Okay, and test the previous top, go for another down, bigger flat formation, and then continue the trend or go higher. Okay, form new high, new record. Not a best opportunity, yeah, but will be best opportunity on a dip. All right, so correction on the dollar rand. All right, so same analysis like dollar peso. All right, yeah, dollar peso and dollar rand both are same analysis. Okay, so you need a sharp sell from the top before you jump into the trade for the sell. All right, and the crypto coins, they are still, you know, sitting at the bottom. Yeah, they can stay there for a while before you guys gonna have a longer term reversal, a continuation for upside on them. So short term trading you can do on them on lower time frame, and longer term you can stay on bullish. Okay, not much there on the the crypto market. They're still moving slowly. All right, so that's it, guys. Enough for this weekly market outlook. Is there any question? If you guys do have a question, then just let me know. Otherwise, we're gonna finish. So Wix, okay, Wix. Wix is also going to be a good opportunity. As I said, there are tons of opportunities, tons of opportunities. Okay, you can sell the Wix as well, right? So Wix went up to 85 in last recession. It went up to 96. Yeah, so if it goes back to 80 or 85, those areas again. Okay, so you can sell the the VIX as well. Okay, this is going to be a quick trade, quick trade. All right, when I say quick, means quick. All right, because price going to go lower quickly. It is not going to go down slowly. It is going to drop very aggressively. So it's going to be a quick trade. So every time, yeah, if it is going to hit the 100, yeah, 100, then they're going to be a perfect opportunity to go for short on it. Okay, you can use $5 to $10 stop loss, or even $15 stop loss. All right, because it moves very aggressively, and some brokers offer high spread. Yeah, and just look for it to drop. All right, so the current price, all right, so 65 is also a good price to go for short, but as you guys know that there is volatility. Yeah, it easily can push up back to the 85 or 80 areas. All right, because we're still having coronavirus issue going on. Okay, so yeah, you can sell. Okay, you can sell it, but try to get into the trade as much high as possible rather than within the 60 or 65 areas. Yeah, it can fall very aggressively from the current price. You have to keep eyes, right? Because the equity market is trying to stabilize. So this is going to be a quick trade. When I say quick trade, yeah, something like that. Within a couple of days, price going to get back to the bottom again, right? Like, see that went lower very aggressively there. So this is going to be a good trade as well. Okay, So do you think dollar CAD and euro pound could be forming a flag for more push up to the upside, or is forming a correction for reversal? I don't think so that the dollar CAD and euro pound both are forming for a flag for more upside. Okay, there are fundamental reasons which are driving the market right now. Okay, central banks are you know they are trying to fix the market. Okay, and if dollar CAD goes for another breakout for more upside, or euro pound goes for another breakout for more upside, then we're gonna be back into the same situation where we were 2 weeks ago. All right, so then the package which brought by the US 2 trillion and many other billions from other central banks, that no, that those packages not gonna work, right? So why they are doing that, why they are taking those steps, they are trying to stabilize the market. All right, so all these things are telling us that upside is very less likely on dollar CAD and on euro pound. All right, or on other dollar pairs. Okay, so more likely we're going to see downside the way which I have just shown you. Okay, so we are moving towards stability. Shock is over. Okay, if countries are going to say that they are issuing travel advisory role for their citizens and opening up their countries, opening up their cities, then slowly we're going to move towards stability. Okay, and then this coronavirus uncertainty gonna go away. Yeah, we're gonna see a quick recovery or sharp move for upside across the market, across the assets. All right, not just on one pair, across the market. Yeah, so hope for the best, and hopefully that the worst is over. Okay, and within next couple of weeks we're gonna have stability and things gonna calm down. All right, and the fear which we are having, yeah, the coronavirus fear, coronavirus fear was driving the market. Yeah, that fear gonna go away, and we're gonna move towards stability. All right, so thank you very much for coming into the weekly market outlook. Hopefully you have enjoyed that. Yeah, if you are looking for membership, just simply go to the techtrainingacademy.com. All right, and if you're looking for further information, you can fill that form and you can send that form to me for further information as well. All right, so until for the enough for this week. Have a nice week, and we'll see you back into the next week with the market outlook. I have already shown pound dollar. All right, so thank you and bye bye.